Hey, it's Mark here at Cedar Falls Farm. I'm getting ready to process the deer harvested the other night. It's been curing out in the cooler over here for 3 full days now, I believe it is. And I want to go ahead and get this thing going. I'm going to at least get the hindquarters. You can see they're starting to dry out. The front is too. I'm gonna have to scrape it down. I have the tool for doing that. And I want to get this done this evening and get everything packaged. I'll show you what I'm planning on doing with this. I am going to conserve certain cuts, the tenderloins, backstrap, and I want to save around to make some cube steak. And the rest I'm going to grind. I need 25 pounds total, or 11.34 kilograms, and that will include 2.85 pounds of pork fat, or 1.3 kgs. That's going to be a chorizo sausage. And any additional grind I have, I will be mixing it with beef fat, probably at about a 15-20% ratio, and it'll be used just like ground beef would be. And spaghetti sauce, tacos, meatloaf, hamburgers if you want. So this is my layout this evening. I have my knives all sharpened up. I have a couple of steels. One will put a quick edge and the other one a fine edge. I have a scraping tool here that will clean off like excess blood, hair, anything like that's left. I have a manual cuber that I'll be using to, once I slice up around, I will cube some out. Have some sausage packages. I have my AC legs. I love my AC leg seasoning. This is blend 111 for fresh chorizo sausage. And if I'm able to stuff tonight, I may put them in the freezer overnight and stuff tomorrow. I will be using LEM natural sheep casing, or naturel boyau de mouton. So if you're a French speaker, we could do this in French, but I probably wouldn't have many subscribers left. So what I've done already, I have prepped all of my work surfaces. Everything has been sanitized. All my cutting boards, my totes or tubs, and I also have here a clean dish rag and a sanitizing solution so I can keep things clean as I go. And I use a Clorox germicidal bleach, and it has instructions on your mixing ratios on here. It's too small to read, but this is the one you want to buy. It's a Clorox Pro germicidal bleach concentrate. Great for cleaning your surfaces and sanitizing. I've sanitized my walls and the sink here. Everything was covered in blood from the other night. So that's where we're at for now. I'm going to get the hind quarter out of the deer and try to cut it apart and break it down into sections. I want to go ahead and tell you now, when it comes to processing deer, I am not a professional. If you're looking for a professional to help instruct you, I would suggest going to Bearded Butcher. That site on YouTube is very good. A lot of great information, not just on deer, but butchering meat in general. And I like their videos. I go consult them every once in a while myself. But I'm just trying to save a little money on what I'm doing here. It's very expensive going to the processors now. So I'm doing this myself, and I'm putting this video out just to share what I'm doing. And if you learn anything from it, that's great. If you're critical of it, yeah, that's fine too. But if you're looking for somebody professional, go to Bearded Butcher. That will show you. And I'll add a link in this video so you can go to their YouTube page. So we'll pick back up here in a moment, breaking down. All right, sorry about that, folks. This small tote here is going to be for my grind, and all of this from the hip here. I'll cut that out and that will be grind. For now, I'm just going to toss it in the bucket. Now, let's see what we can do with this. I'm cutting that gland out. I can give it some bad juju. It won't taste so good. I see my pup Link has come into the workshop. He knows I'm in here processing. He likes to come in after I finish making sausage. Clean up any spillage. You can just separate these mussels out. I'll have to work to get some of this silver skin off too. Don't want to leave that on. It'll be kind of chewy if you do. But again, a lot of this is going to go into grind. Some of this I could cut up into stew meat, which I might do as well. I just want to get my 25 pounds for chorizo. This would be good also if you like to make jerky. There's some good meat here, cut up into thin strips, dehydrate and make deer jerky. But I'm not thinking about snacks, I'm thinking about meals. Some good looking meat here after hanging a few days. I'll trim that further. This is silver skin I'm pulling off. It's like a membrane on the meat. See how tough it is as I'm pulling it off. It'll clog up the grinder too. And I'll go back in as I'm getting ready to grind and get more of that off. I'm going to get me some cube deer out of that, and I'll make some out of this as well. So there's a little bit of fur got on the meat the other night. I was processing it was dark and getting dark, hard to see, and I was battling arthritis too while I was peeling off the fur. This is as Bearded Brother would say, you can make a osso bucho out of this, but I'm not going to. I want to get as much meat as I can for grind. I have friends that actually process deer. I don't know if they're doing it this year, but they would probably be laughing at my struggles of cutting this up. I actually wish they were still doing it. Look at that, nice little roast there. Oh, these hands will hurt in the morning. Another good looking piece. These are round and sirloins. A lot of this, you see, I'm not cutting. I'll cut to a point and then cut membranes to separate the muscle groups. That way you don't have the grain running in different directions. If I decide I want to save some of this. Sharpen this back up again. I'm going to try to fillet this silver skin off under here if I can. Make sure we get all the gland out so we don't have the bad meat. A little bit of flank here. I think this will be, this is going to be some cube steak. That will grind. Look at these. I've got to show you these. We'll lay them out. Look at these cuts. I will run these through the cuber. There's not a lot of fat on this. To run it through the cuber, it will be so good it'll flatten it out some, and it's great with a little seasoned breading or batter, and fry it up. Wow, so good. That's southern. That's stuff you get in the southern United States. Wash my bowl out again. What I'll do is everything I put in the bowl will go to the cuber. This, let's see. see, is there any good meat on this? Maybe. A little grind. Let's see what else I want to run through the cuber. Right here. No, maybe no. Yeah. Let's separate this out. I didn't break this down as much, but I'm gonna break it down. Go ahead and slice it for the cuber. Woo! Yeah. Well, excuse me. Yeah, I might have to edit that out. Oh, those look so good. Okay, might want to cube a little bit more. No. Yeah, I think I'll just cut this up in the grind. This will go in our chorizo. One thing you can do when you process your own meats, whether it's deer, pork, beef, you get to pick what you want to go into the meat. If I see something I don't like in the meat, I'm cutting it out. I am absolutely not going to send it through. I don't want it. Go ahead and take this out because I'm going to cut it up. See, that's a piece of tendon, a little bit of cartilage in it. I don't want that. All right, back at it. Had to stop for a phone call, and I'm back and cutting up stuff for grind. Still gonna be a little bit of silver skin on this, so it's it will be clogging up the grinder plate. So it means I'll probably be taking it off a little more often and cleaning it. I don't want to lose all the meat. Came off pretty easy. Smaller knife to get in here. I know it's very noisy in here. We got an ice maker that's running and freezer that's running and a cooler where I had my deer hanging. This might make some good stew meat. This is good. You can brown it in a Dutch oven on your stove top. A little bit of onion in it too. Caramelize them. And throw a little bit of flour in on it, on your stew meat. It'll thicken it up some. Really good. I can get one more over here that I can do some stew meat from. This might be good. Wasn't really planning on doing stew meat, but it makes I'm going to do a little bit more for cubing. It's about probably 3/4 pound of stew meat there. Look, I have a Ziploc bag over here. Negative. I will pull off a little bit of plastic wrap for now. and it will be shrink wrapped. That's enough for Georgianne and I for a meal. I'll put this over here for now and get back into cutting it up for grind. I won't grind this tonight. My grinder head is in the freezer. It's cold now. I put it in this morning. I'm going to put this in the freezer overnight. Tomorrow morning I'm going to the fire department to feed the crew that's on. One of the guys asked when I would make another hash brown casserole, and I asked when he would be back on shift, so he's on shift tomorrow. I'm going to go in and feed these guys. If you know, not just in the States, but if you're watching in other countries, I know India is another country that I have a lot of folks watching from. And if you're watching from other countries, even here in the States, I would ask, think about those folks that are serving at the fire departments. They work long hours. They work dangerous jobs. They're not just firefighters anymore. They also work accidents, medical, falls, and traffic accidents are some of the worst because people drive crazy and mess around with their cell phones, and it's very dangerous for them. But, you know, drop by sometimes, take them some snacks, see if they need anything. The guys spend days sometime at the firehouse, and it's nice to get a treat from the public. Can't help it. That's going, a couple of these going in for more cube steak. That just look at that. That looks so good. I'm gonna have to trim this one just a little bit. It's going in there too. Look at that. That's a nice cut of meat right there. I have a bowl full for cube. These are not going to be cubed. This is going to be ground. If I don't quit making cube and stew beef, I won't have any to grind. As you can see, there's not a lot of fat in deer. That's why I had to buy fat to go in it. I'm cutting it into chunks so it'll be easier to run through the grinder. let's work on this hip. You hear that breathing? That's not me. It's my dog. He will snore in a heartbeat. Good looking meat. Really good looking meat. Yeah, if I was a better butcher, I wouldn't be having to do this right now. I wouldn't have left that much on there. But I actually sawed the back quarters off. I didn't have room to hang a whole deer. That's dried out. That's pretty good there. And my pup is going to get some deer tonight. That's what these trimmings are. I can trim that out. That's good for me. There's a little bit I can get off of this one. There's a lot of silver skin. Again, I'll stress that will jam up the grinder head. Design that. I'm going to stop here, contemplate on working on the other part, and we'll pick back up shortly. Okay, we're going to do a little cubing, tenderizing. You can see I've run one through once already. I'll do it again. There we go. I like to run it through several times to get the meat good and tenderized. And this is a manual cuber. You can get electric. I don't need an electric one no more than I use it. And this is not one of the better ones. It is one of the cheaper cubers from LEM. I like their grinder, but cuber could leave a little to be desired. Don't want to get the fingers caught in there. Hey, you see what I'm talking about? This thing. LEM do better. I wouldn't want to do a whole lot of this. The gears suck. They don't mesh well. I'll take this off and let you see. They just don't line up well. If they would mesh better, this would not be a problem. I could probably do this better with a meat hammer tenderizer. Whoa. Sorry about that. Well, I'm about halfway done. So you understand the concept of cubing is to tenderize, and it also allows the flavors of whatever seasoning and the batter you're cooking it with to penetrate into the meat better. So I'm going to try to finish this up. I'm not going to subject you to watching all of this, but that will be a wrap on this tonight for this part of the processing. I'll probably pick back up tomorrow, and I need to try to reach a stopping point and clean up and get my stuff put in the freezer that I'm going to freeze, such as the cube and the stew beef. Get it vacuum packed and ready for dinner. Probably have some later this week. So that'll be a wrap tonight. I'll do part 2 showing processing the upper part of the carcass, which will include back straps and tenderloins, and I'll probably get a little bit of meat out of the front shoulders, but I lost a lot from the round going through. So if you would, please like and subscribe and follow along with us. Appreciate it.